Today I am going to tell you a story about an unhappy villager. This story has a very deep meaning. So be with me till the end. You are going to learn a lot from here. As I told, that villager was very unhappy. The reason was he always used to think that his life is incomplete. He doesn't have sufficient resources in his life. So one day, to solve this problem, he went to a sage and told, Master, I wish to cultivate the spirituality in my life, but I can't do that because I am feeling unhappy all the time. Then the sage asked him, Why are you saying so? What makes you feel that way? Then the man replied, Master, because I am poor. Whenever I want to find a place to study the sutras in my house, I look around and I see how little I have. I feel empty because my house is empty. I always keep thinking about this and I find myself unable to concentrate. Can you please help me? Listening to the story of the villager, Sage replied calmly, Yes, I can help you, but it only works if you follow my instructions exactly. Are you willing to do that? Then the villager replied with a happy face, Of course I am, master. You are my only hope. The sage again said, What if you didn't like my ideas and you find it absurd? Then what you will do? Then the villager swore up and down that he would follow the sage's instructions exactly, no matter what. Sage found the oath satisfactory and he agreed to help. He asked the villager, What cattle do you possess? Then the man replied, As I told master, I am very poor. I only have a chicken, a cow, and a goat. Then the sage thought for a moment and then said, Here is what I want you to do. Bring your chicken, cow, and goat inside your home. Live with them indoor for 3 days and then come back to me and let me know how it goes. Obviously, this seemed strange to the villager. He couldn't imagine his farm animals having anything to do with his depression. But as he promised to the sage, he will do whatever he will say. So he rushed back to his home and exactly did what he was told. After 3 days, he came back to the sage looking like a wreck and said, Master, your solution didn't work. My situation is much worse than before. My home is dirty and smelly, and I am constantly looking down to see if I am able to trample the chicken. I can't live like this. Sage was not surprised listening this, as if he was expecting this. So he told the villager, Now when you get back to home, move the chicken outside and live with the cow and goat only. Come back in 3 days and then let me know how it goes. It still seemed strange to the villager. What difference would it make to let only the chicken out? Still, he had sworn to follow the sage's instructions, so he went back and took the chicken out. Again, after 3 days, he came back to the sage looking even more unhappy than before and said, Master, letting the chicken out did not help. My biggest problem is not the chicken, but the cow. The cow doesn't seem so big when it is outside, but inside my home it is huge, taking up a lot of space in my living room. I am just unable to do my daily work because of cow. I can't live like this. Then the sage nodded and said, Very well, next step is to move the cow outside and live only with the goat. Come back in 3 days and let me know again how it goes. None of this made any sense to the villager. Was the sage playing a prank on him? Regardless, it would be a relief to have the cow out of his house. He hurried home to do exactly as he was told. Then again, after another 3 days, he came back to the sage looking very much on the verge of tears. He said to the sage, Master, I thought moving the cow outside would help, but it didn't. The goat discovered it had a taste of paper and chewed up everything around the house that it could find. The sutras I wished to read, the notes I wanted to write, nothing was safe from the goat. I can't live like this anymore. Then the sage calmed him down and said, All right, now you go back to home and do the last step. I want you to move the goat outside. Come back in 3 days and let me know how it goes this time. The villager no longer questioned anything in his mind. He was very much desperate to do something about this situation. He ran home to complete the last step as the sage instructed. And after the final 3 days, he came back to the sage beaming with happiness. And he said, Master, I feel much better. Finally, I have my home to myself. With the animals outside, I am able to clean everything up inside. Now I can rest in my own home and study the spirituality in peace. Then the sage asked, What about when you look around and see how little you have in your home? Then the villager thought for a moment before replying, and then he said, Now when I look around, I see that I have space that is sufficient and useful for my needs. I realize now that I am not as poor as I thought I was. I feel more content and much happier. My friends, at first this story may not seem applicable to our life. We are not going to bring the animals or cattle inside our home. Then how this story is going to help us in our practical life? This story has two aspects. First, in the materialistic world. As we all know that we are running after the materialistic thing in our life. We want to buy, we want to acquire many things in our life. So those animals, that chicken, cow and that goat is representing the materialistic thing. We always think that our house is empty. Our life is empty. But is it so? We want to fill our life, which was already very peaceful and beautiful, with all the garbages that this world is telling us to acquire. The second aspect of this story is related to our mind. Those three cattle, chicken, cow, and that goat, is representing all the burdens, all the distractions that we are having in our life. If you have seen chicken, they are always moving here and there. In the same way, our mind is moving here and there because of the distractions. In today's world, our life is filled with distractions. Social media, phone, laptop, computer, television. There are so many things which are distracting our mind all the time. That chicken is representing that thing. We need to take out that chicken out of our mind. The second one is the cow, which is huge in that home. That cow is representing all the bad past, all the regrets that we are carrying on our shoulders. They are too heavy, but still we are carrying them. We need to get rid of that burden. And the third one is the goat, which was eating every paper of the villager's house. They are representing that we are eating ourselves. The negative thoughts. And those negative thoughts are eating us from inside. They are representing the disbelief that we have. Those things are eating our confidence. Those things are just pulling us backward. We need to get rid of that goat also. I hope you learned something from this story. You may also find this story interesting. See you in the next video. Till then, stay healthy, stay happy. Peace.